Boom, boom, this is the consultant. We come back to another episode of Career Corner where we're igniting the young person's mind, your brain, so that you can have a bright future and know which career to choose at a very early age so you can stay focused. I mean, my main man here, Uzo Zisho, he's going to say his name and what does it do. Baba, please introduce yourself to the camera.
Good day, Rachacha.
Yeah.
My name is Mlungisi Mzelemu, and I'm an attorney.
Like, basically, he's the man of the law. If you get fined with a speeding ticket, this is the man you must call. He will get you sorted out.
Yes, that's one of the things I do, but it's not the only thing I do.
Okay.
I don't just do speeding tickets. I do civil matters.
Okay.
I do family matters. I do property matters. I do general application of the law.
Okay, Baba. So you're not gonna lie to us because you have a beard and pretend like you are old. You are very young. To a person who's watching right now, just tell him your age and how long have you been actually an active attorney? Like, as in, like, you've gotten your qualifications and everything.
Okay, I am 30. I've been an attorney since I was 24.
Oh.
So that's about 6 years now. I've been in the game. But all in all, I've been in the game for 8 years because I had to do 2 years of training prior to qualifying fully to become an attorney.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. So basically, how long did it take you to like move from starting? When did you start studying? Basically, I'd say law. When did you start studying law, and then when did you finish?
Okay, I started studying law in 2006 and I finished in 2010. It's a 4-year degree.
Okay.
It's an LLB degree it's a program that is currently being offered at the universities today. It's an LLB degree. You do it 4 years. Okay. Now, if I can take you through the process of how it works.
Okay.
So there are different streams within the law. The law is a very vast field of study.
Okay.
There's no one general application of the law.
Okay.
So what happens is in university you get there with your matric certificate. Your matric certificate doesn't necessarily have to be one which focuses on studies of the law, because no one does that in high school.
Yes.
So usually what universities will ask for is that you have the bachelor certificate applicable, meaning that your matric certificate must say that you qualify to do a bachelor's degree.
Okay, cool. In terms of your marks now?
In terms of your
marks.
What
you got from high school, okay.
And the most important are the 3 languages. If you're doing 3, if you're doing 2, the 2 languages that you're doing, you must have gotten above B.
Okay.
For those languages. Or what today they would say are 6s and 7s.
Okay.
For your languages, you must get a high mark for your languages, English and whatever alternative language you are using.
Okay.
Now, when you get to university, the program is 4 years, as I've said, and it's an LLB program. That's what it's called. So the program is just a general application of the law. They teach you generally how you would conduct yourself now when you leave university.
Okay.
What type of matters you are going to be faced with, how to analyze those matters, and how to critically deal with those matters when they are before you.
Okay.
The older generation before me have degrees which are called pre-procs.
Okay.
That was before they introduced the LLB. Okay. Those were 3-year degrees, then an additional 1 year where you do a BA degree, which is a Bachelor of Arts degree.
Okay.
And then you would have what you call a B-Proc. Now, when you are finished with your 4-year LLB degree, you have a number of streams that you can choose from within the law.
Okay.
You can be an attorney, you can be an advocate, or you could go further to specialize in other fields like conveyancing.
What's the difference between an attorney and an advocate?
Okay. Now, an attorney usually is a person who deals with everyday, day-to-day matters with clients. Okay. An attorney usually does general application of the law, but some attorneys may specialize in property law.
Okay.
Some will specialize in banking law. Some will specialize in whatever field of law that they have chosen.
Okay, and say, what are you specializing on?
I specialize mostly in criminal and property law.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens for you to become an attorney is that once you have your 4-year degree, you have to go under another attorney who's already qualified as an attorney and working as an attorney, and you must work under him or train under him in a in-service type training, which is called articles, where you are there for 2 years.
Okay.
You work for this gentleman or this lady who's qualified as an attorney for 2 years, and they teach you basically now what is expected of you and how you must conduct yourself within the practice, within the field of work that you have chosen for yourself. Now that is 2 years that you must do or under this tutelage or training. When you are done with those 2 years, you then have to go on to do an exam with the so-called Law Society or Law Societies of South Africa. where you write an exam which is actually made up of 4 papers. The first paper is a paper written on the basics of magistrates court practice and high court practice.
Okay.
Then the second one is accounting for your firm, that if you were to own a practice, this is how you would keep the books.
Okay.
The fourth one is ethics, and the third one is ethics, and the fourth one is estate matters, where you are taught how to handle matters of people who have died.
Oh, okay.
And that's if you pass all 4 of those papers, and there is no objection to your application to become an attorney, you are then admitted into the role of attorneys by the High Court.
Okay. So basically, that's like, it sounds like a very long journey.
Yes, all in all, your studies are 6 years because you do 4 at university, and then you have to do 2 years additional.
Okay.
As in training under another attorney.
Okay. Okay. In your journey, obviously, nothing comes in this life. I don't think that things come easy. I believe that things come to those who actually work hard for them. When Anje, as Uputumlu, what were your challenges while going through? Even what made you say, I want to do law first?
Well, mine is a story of a trip and fall.
Okay.
Initially, I did not want to do LLB. I wanted to do BCom law because I wanted to specialize in banking.
Okay.
But I had applied to UCT, and I was not accepted to UCT, where they had the best BCom law program.
Okay.
So I ended up coming to Unizulu, and Unizulu offered only the LLB program.
Okay.
And so I ended up doing LLB because I knew I wanted to be within the law space. So my plan was that once I have my LLB, I would then go on to specialize in banking law.
Okay.
But once I got into the field of law after university, I fell in love with property and criminal work.
Okay, so that's how you joined that bandwagon, and then now here you are today.
Yes.
Okay. To a person who wants to go and study law, who's watching this, like, I'm interested, I want to study law, because I once, did you do history in high school?
No, I think that's a big misconception.
Because most people say for you to study law, you need to do history. Please just explain that.
That is a big misconception. Like I've said, law is a general application study, meaning you can do any stream of work. Even you can do BCom studies, you can do science studies.
Yeah.
But if your points in terms of your language marks are very high, and you do qualify for a bachelor's degree, you can do law. Because even in law, there's something called forensic law, where you specialize as an attorney who looks at evidence which goes to your labs and which is analyzed in a scientific manner. Okay. So having a science background can be applicable to law.
Okay, so the thing would say for you to study law, you need to study history.
It's a misconception.
Okay, now I understand, because now I wanted to be a lawyer, but I didn't do history. Anyway, to a person who wants to study this, what should they prepare for? Like, how should they prepare themselves? I can already see from the top of my mind, just looking at what you said, people need to study. Basically, you need to apply yourself, because you need like very high marks for you to actually go study law. You can't go no D, no E, and H's and think you're going to do law.
No, the one thing I would say, I would advise people like you have said before, Ratata, is that we didn't grow up knowing more about the fields of study that we wanted to go into. What I would suggest to most people is that start at standard 8, do your research, learn more about what type of law, if you want to go into law, what type of law you want to be specializing in and practicing.
Standard 8, grade 10, for those who are new. He said, it shows he studied where there were still standards. Grade 10.
Grade 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Start at grade 10. Because there are so many fields of law. If I may explain that some people would be best suited to become advocates. Advocates are more honed and skilled in the manner of arguing cases, rather than preparing documents.
Okay.
Or if you are more of a writer or more of an academic, you would most probably want to be a notary public, which is another form of lawyer, where you specialize in drafting contracts and agreements.
Okay.
And some of those agreements are only drafted by these people called notary publics, who are not conveyancers, who are not advocates, who are not just general attorneys. So you would need to look at your personality to know which field of law you want to apply yourself in. If you are a person who's very interested in environmentally friendly things, then you could be an environmental attorney or an environmental lawyer. So it needs to go with your personality. But the personality that you must have is that you must be hardworking, you must not be lazy to read, You must always be willing to learn because the law changes every day.
Yeah.
Statically, tomorrow a case could be argued which changes how law was seen yesterday.
Okay.
So you must always be willing to read and learn more every day.
Okay.
So try and read a page a day if you want to be in law.
Of something.
Of anything.
Okay.
So that you get used to just reading a lot.
Okay. So basically that's what it says. You can say a lot of reading, it's a lot of hard work, but it pays. Like we know lawyers, they do make money. Once you reach a certain level of working, obviously not taking shortcuts, it's very rewarding at the end of the day.
Yes, it is very rewarding if you have positioned yourself accurately.
Yeah.
So that's why I say take a look at your personality, because sometimes you will want to do a field of law which requires you to write a lot, but maybe you are a talker.
Oh yeah.
So you just look at your personality and position yourself accordingly, because it is not an easy business.
Okay.
It is a very demanding business, and it needs you to think outside of the box so that you may find your niche.
Okay.
In this market.
Okay, cool. I think we can wrap it up there. Basically, you've said your advice to the people who actually wanna study law. You actually jumped the gun on that and then went before I asked you. So we can wrap up this interview there. I'm hoping a person who wants to be a lawyer, because we're gonna do a lot. Because like my man Gonja, you said Guti, when you specialize in what?
In property and criminal law.
Those are just two things that he's talking about. There's a lot in lawyers. So we're gonna have like different kinds of lawyers we're gonna be speaking to, understanding their story, understanding their journey, and how they got to be where they are. Like young people. It was the reason why we want to talk to young people. It's like we're not as old as. We pretty much like high school and finished high school a long time ago. Varsity, it's still like it's fresh for some of us. It's not as old as like getting a person who's been working for 30 years and trying to talk to a person who's in high school right now. It's unrelatable. But if you can get a person who's almost your age, you can see how this guy and then he's literally almost your age. You can see it's possible, because you don't have to wait or just know what you want at all times. Know what you want and go after what you want, and make sure you apply yourself. Because this thing of go out after what you want and you don't apply yourself, you just say it's just going to happen. It doesn't work. You need to go, especially if you want to study something like law, as my man Umlu has said. Just apply yourself and apply, please apply. This thing of going to universities in December or January, once you've gotten your certificate, you haven't applied. It's not nice. Now you have nice marks, but now you have to do all these kinds of courses, and then because you are hoping, just make sure you apply. Especially if you want to go for that high, just apply. Make sure you apply in time in June and apply yourself. Anything you want to add before you go, my man?
No, not anything. I would just like to say, ratata, career corner, ratata.
You beat me to the push again. Ratata, career corner, ratata. Cut. We're out. Thanks, sir. Short.